Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Whoop whoop. We're a few minutes late. Sorry to keep you waiting. We used this computer for something else earlier in the week, and some settings have inadvertently been changed, so we are needing a little bit more time for setup than we originally anticipated, but we're getting there. We are getting there. We've got crafting with Aunt Petunia. Hello. Perfect time for live. I'm laid up with a knee injury. Aboo. I'm sorry. That sucks. But yes, crafty videos. YouTube is your friend for this kind of thing. Remember whenever I broke my arms and I did some online classes by Vilna Furstenberg, which mostly scrapbooking to be fair, but I loved them. It was great because in one way it was a little bit annoying because I really wanted to go and craft, but at the same time I couldn't because my hands were broken, my arms were broken. But it is a good I think it's good to sit and learn something or advance your brain a little bit rather than just sit and binge watch things all the time. Binge watching has its time and its place though too. Cheryl's here. Good afternoon, Cheryl. So I'm guessing you may be over stateside if it's afternoon with you. Got Jimmy Lanny, hello, and Sarah Louise Baker. Hey, we're having a massive thunderstorm here. We had thunder and lightning earlier, didn't we, Craig? And it rained. Yeah, hallelujah. It rained. Woohoo! I am so excited that it rained. As we're driving along, all of the whole grass, any grassy area that you see just looks so sad, yellow, not very pleasant, I'm afraid. But the grass will definitely help. I mean, the rain will definitely help the grass, won't it? So before we go too far in, let me just ask if my audio is all a-okay. I want to make sure that it's all good before we get stuck into some crafty fun times tonight. Let me know what the thoughts are. Oh, I should mention that we don't have a close-up cam tonight, unfortunately. It's been, I don't know, temperamental, I guess. Hey, Donna. No, doesn't want to do anything. Maybe it's not unplugged, is it? I mean, it didn't come out. I don't know then. We'll just have to deal with it. No problemo. Another thing I should mention is no come craft with me for 2 weeks. Yep. As we have a vacation planned, some vacation time happening. So next week and the following week we will be busy entertaining. So we will not have come craft with me on those dates. Depending on what's happening, I don't know, we may be able to squeeze in something at some point. I'm not sure, but more than likely no come craft with me. Brenda says audio sounds good in Utah, so that's good, I think. And I'm just waiting to see if anyone else mentions anything. I don't have my phone with me, so I can't phone you if there's a problem, essentially. Right. Oh, hold on. Okay. Donna says the sound isn't very good my end. Maybe it's the storm. Okay. Any other comments from other people so that we can sort that out? Sounds great in NC, North Carolina. All right. Well, hopefully it's the storm, and you can maybe turn me up. I'll just check my mic. I'll move it a bit closer. There we go. Hopefully that's not too bad. Okay, right. I'm going to first of all start by taking off my cardigan that I only needed to go to the shops today because everything's air conditioned now and it's all crazy. So I've got this stamp set, which is one that my friend Sindhu was destashing, and I was like, oh, I really like that, and I'm really drawn to this sentiment here. You are my sunshine, you make me happy when skies are grey. So I'm really drawn to that. So I'm looking at some bits and pieces that I might have to help me build some sort of a card around this sentiment here. And I thought I might use this balloon die, which I've not used yet, which is kind of fun. My original thought was to have some clouds and maybe some animals, and I pulled out my Peekaboo Pals to potentially add some animals down to the bottom. I've just realized that this is Gray, G-R-A-Y, and of course over here we spell it G-R-E-Y, but not that it really matters. And threads are grey. I don't know, let's see. I also like these little clouds, which I think are super cute, especially the one with the little love heart in it, and this one has a little tiny love heart on it. Adorbs. So we could create some sort of cloudy area, and then I thought maybe have one of these critters just poking out if I didn't have that. Maybe one of the grey critters, like the elephant or something. But then I thought about this, which I thought might be quite cute. I never know how to spell that. I think I do it both ways. So apparently G-R-E-Y is how they say it in England. E for England, E for in grey. And G-R-A-Y is how they spell it in America, A for America. And I'm like, what? Seriously? Amazing. Hey Snow, having a really crappy evening, hoping you can distract me a bit. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I've been a bit AWOL this week because I was on holiday. Even though it wasn't technically holiday, it was supposed to be working, but don't tell anyone, but I did not do much work at all. So I might do it this way, which would be kind of fun. I could still have a balloon and maybe some clouds. I don't know. Let's just start cutting things out and see where we go. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've put down this mat today because when I mentioned to you guys last week, I asked what your thoughts were for that. And we had mixed results, I do believe, but in general, I think people liked the grey mat. Tally's here. Hey, Tally. Let's cut out some of these clouds. And I'm thinking I might go, oops, where's my, I've not been here for a week, so I feel like everything is everywhere. I don't even know where my Heffy tape is. Where's my Heffy tape? There it is. Hey, Aunt Max. Hello, Lesley. Did you have fun? Yes, I had lots of fun. So the idea was a friend of mine who moved to Wales a few months ago, and she was a school mom, or a mum of one of Piper's school friends, I should say. And she moved to Wales with her kiddos and her husband. And Dorothy, the little girl, was like one of Piper's best friends. So she really missed Dorothy, although it's been good because they have been writing some little pen pal letters to one another and stuff. And my original idea was a wonderful idea that I would go up there, Piper would play with Dorothy, and I would be able to get some work done. Free babysitting, right? But I just don't think I was very disciplined, or I like, part of the issue being I hadn't seen Elizabeth in so long, so I just could not really get into the vibe of sitting in a room and not talking to her, or not interacting with her. But the good news is I got some work done today and feel a lot better for it, so that's good. But I have a lot of illustrating to do next week. And Max, I want to say as well that I got your card. Thank you so much. I haven't brought it into the craft room with me though, so I shall have to show it another day. I love the beautiful paper, tissue paper that was with it as well. It was absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to use, this is some watercolor smooth cardstock. And I'm going to cut a panel for the front of my card using this. If I can find my stitched rectangle die to go with it. Oh, here comes Craigie. You okay? Audio's a bit distorted. It's a Craigie. So I'm going to guess that he's going to fiddle around with it a little bit to see if we can fix it. Yeah, we're going to mute for a few moments here while he tries to fix that. So guys, Craig has fiddled with something. I don't understand or know what it is that he's done. Pardon? No what? No what? No, it didn't work? Any better? Let's try that. Hopefully we'll get it sorted. So Tally was asking, what's the theme tonight? There's no real theme, I don't think, tonight. Just playing. And I wanted to use this sentiment that says, "You're my sunshine, you make me happy when skies are grey." So I've grabbed some watercolor cardstock because I'm thinking I might make it a bit grey. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe, baby. I'm just placing and playing at the moment. Trying to figure it out. And then I might add a critter, one of these cute little guys, to here. Kind of like the hippopotamus, the Harrypotamus. Remember that? All right, so I'm going to contemplate whether to, yeah, I think I might emboss this first and then add some watercolor to it, because otherwise, on my luck, I'll try to emboss it and it'll be too wet or something to work. Yay! Crafting with Opportunity says, "Oh, I posted my comment, my computer crashed. Ah, boo! Hate it when that happens." Let me see. So this is a Simon Says stamp. That was a D-stash item. Come on, there we go. Try to get rid of the fluff that's lying around. Did you see that one of my sad my magnets, I can't even think of the word these days, tired, long week. My magnets. Although Snow did give me a link to buy some bar magnets, so that needs to happen. Can't do it just now though, because I've decided that when you make plans to go on holiday, not only do you spend money on the holiday, but then you convince yourself that you need to buy lots of things for the holiday. So yeah. So I'm thinking that I am going to emboss this. I don't know whether I want it to be black though. I think it would be better if it was a color, and if I do white, I don't know whether I really want my background to be very dark. So I'm going to see what coloured embossing powders I have. Let's have a look. A gold might work, I suppose. I've got a purple. Ooh, that might be nice. I've got a blue and a green and a light blue. I think this purple would be nice. Don't you? It's called Eggplant and it's by Heated Up. Hopefully it'll work this time. I am a bit disenchanted by last week's embossing powder fiasco, the glow in the dark one. I still need to maybe send a message over to Kelly and see if there's a trick to it that I'm missing. This broken magnet is much thicker. That's if you're looking and that you think I'm pressing a lot of pressure, I think this is now a bit thicker than the other. So I am pressing a bit harder than I normally would. Suze is here, yay! Made it to alive again, finally. Busy summer. I always think it's so crazy because I think you guys are like well into your summer. Whereas for us, our summer has just begun. Piper finished school last Friday. So this time last week, she was still at school. But in a way, it also feels like our summer has gone on for ages because it's been so hot over here. It's been ridiculous. What, school starts next week? Are you kidding? Whoa. Greg's on his way back out again. Hello again. What's happening? It's just bugging you. Aww. Amanda says, sounds fine now, Craig. And Tally says, much better now. And Aunt Max says, doing great, Craig. Technology is stubborn. She's still not happy. I caught up with last week's stream the next day, and I'm sad to report I've had the same trouble with that glow-in-the-dark embossing powder by a different company. Right, so my theory, and I could be completely wrong, it's just a theory, is that Lawn Fawn probably, maybe, theory, completely 100% theory, have got basically taken that other company's embossing powder and branded it. Completely legit, but that's what I thought might happen. So I was wondering if that was the case, that it was also problematic. We'll see. What are you doing, Craig? Do you need me to stop talking a second? Well, I want to mute it so I can emboss it. Is that okay? Okay, I'm going to mute. Right, so I'm actually going to use my low power embossing heat tool because some of the text here is quite fine and I don't want my heat tool to blow away some of the crystals and then I can't read the text. So I'm just going to heat that up first. And while I'm waiting for it to heat, encourage any stray molecules to sod off. Amanda says for glow in the dark powder, emboss in white first, then the glow powder on top. Add multiple layers. Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to use it on stars, and I don't think it would be particularly easy to do a star and then get like another star right on top. I'm not sure. Let me just mute you. This isn't very loud, but it's still annoying, I'm sure. Oh, all right. So my card is still warm, so I'm just encouraging it a little bit to bend back into shape. And I'm really happy with this embossing powder. It looks really good. Really happy with it. Okay. So I want to add some color to the bottom here. I'm gonna have to send Craig in. Oh no, he's lucky. I've got some clean water here already. All right. So here's a little trick. If you experience your cardstock buckling, if when you are painting or watercoloring and you have a problem with your cardstock buckling, which is completely normal, add water to both the front and the back, and it will soak in both directions, which should actually flatten it quite a bit. Let me go and get some watercolor. I think Craig's just going to sit beside me all night long. Are you, Craigie? Pardon? As long as I'm not buying anything. Is that what you're here to make sure? I don't really shop for craft products, although I do have a birthday coming up, Craig. Yeah? Yeah? When's that? Next month. In fact, less than a month away. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm using my Kuretake Gansai Tambi. And number 10 is a pearlescent color. And then the thing is with black is that it will be black. So I'm going to create, in fact, I think I might use, instead of that, I might use a proper palette so that I can create a little puddle with mostly water in it. All right, a little bit of black. So let's see what we've got. Kelly still has another month off. Ooh, this is Amanda. And Brenda says you can heat from underneath. Yep, you can heat from underneath if you want it to be less intense. Very true. So I want this to have grey tones, but I really don't want it to look depressing, quite frankly. So that's why I have also brought in some of that pearlescent tone. I've added a layer with a very watery grey, and then added a bit more of the black pigment to create a line along the bottom, and then I'll just sort of dab it around to try and break up that colour. Definitely want to try and keep some of the pearlescent tones in here. Which is fun. Antonia Atmac says Jen Shirkus is home and could answer long phone questions if Kelly is vacating. Yeah, that's a good idea. I haven't even done it yet, so I haven't thought of it because I was away, so I didn't really think much. Okay. I think that's about as brave as I'm going to be. Right. Pop this away. And I am going to leave that to dry. So I'm going to leave it to the side and work on the little critter. So I'm thinking I might actually do the, what is he? He's a hippo, but make him a bit of like a pinky color. I think that would be kind of cute. Make him a pink hippo, like George. Do you guys remember George from Rainbow? And I'm thinking I might actually emboss him in black. Make him pop as well, and then I can paint him. Of course, I did vow once upon a time that I wasn't going to use black embossing powder again. I was only going to stamp in black and then emboss in clear. But I've obviously forgotten about that little promise I made to myself. Alright, I need 2 little hippo feet. Hippophotamus. Yeah, this one tends to get around, I think. There we go. Just warm up my heat tool as well. Sue says, I know Donna, I'm very excited. Hold on, I think I missed something. I found an online store that sells Heffy Doodle and it turns out she's local and I can pick it up. Yay! Jennifer Vaughn Crafted Doodle Chick. Yes, I love it. And she is so fun. Yes, you definitely need to go and see her. You don't have to wait for the post to arrive. Yay! I know Donna. I'm very excited to find her. She sells other lines that I wanted to order too. Woohoo! Bring your credit card. What brush are you using? Asked Tally. It is a Aquafine, Daler Rowney Aquafine brush. It's called Pointed Wash number 4. And it it doesn't tell me. Let me just put you on mute for a second. So it doesn't tell me on there, but I think it might be squirrel hair. I don't really remember, but it's like a mop brush, I think they call it, a mop brush. It's got a big puddle over here. I'm going to move it gently around along this bottom edge so I get more grey along there. And it does have the most beautiful pearlescent sheen to it. I don't really want to pick it up because I think that will change the colour of it. Which we don't want. Let's get some pink for this little cutie patootie. If I can even find any paintbrushes, because I brought my watercoloring kit to Wales and did not use it. So most of my stuff is somewhere, and that's pretty much as accurate as I can get right now. But lucky for me, I always have some sort of a stash somewhere. So I want this little guy to be pink. Nice pop of pink. Hi Marjoline. Marjoline, your kit got posted again today. We had a stupid kit go missing in the post. A boo. Happens every now and again though, I guess. But it's always a pain. Because I always think, you've been waiting on your kit and excited, and every time the postman comes you think maybe this is it, and then it's not it. It's very sad. Crafting Madame Petunia says, I wish I had your skills, creativity and supplies. Oh, thank you very much. It's completely self-taught, so it just goes to show that you can do it. It's something that you are passionate about. And I always like to add the fact that I've been doing crafty bits and pieces for many years, so 15 years plus. Way back when, I also worked in a craft shop where I got 25% staff discount. I think it was 25% anyway. So, and I didn't have any kids way back then. So and I don't drink and I don't smoke. So that's what else am I going to spend my money on? But crafty supplies. So there you go. And I know it's incredibly frustrating as well if other people have stuff and you're like, I wish I had the money for that. I also have those thoughts. But yeah, the reason I have so much stuff is because it's been over a long period of time. I kind of want him to be pearlescent-y as well. I'm going to see if I can find my twinkling H2Os. I don't even know whether I have a pink. Oh, I do have a pink, and I also have a clear. Oh, where's my other paints? What were they called? Oh no, they're not. Art Quest Stargazers, but there's no pink. Never mind, back to square one. This is a more purpley pink, to be honest. Quite intense. But I like it. And I'll just start this. The white is always the hardest to get going. Amanda Stevens says, I used to work in a craft store too. Half my check never left the store. Yep, exactly that. And all my other like friends that worked there, or colleagues that worked there, who were my age at uni or whatever, used to completely wind me up. And they're like, oh, you're such a geek because you love your work. Like, crazy. Like, I love it. Like, Lesley, you would so go to work on your day off. And I'm like, I frequently do. All right. So I've just gone ahead and mixed some of the pink with the white on my lid here because I'm lazy, to get a more variated color. Oh, I just saw that. What about purple sparkle toenails? Okay, what are those? These are called Twinkling H2Os, and they're a bit like watercolor, I guess, but they are filled with mica, so they're pearlescent, and they have been around for a long time. These ones are by a company called Luminart. Come on. Luminart. This one's called Jasmine and this one's called Icicles. I love them. They last forever. Yes, they do. Like I said, these ones here, let me show you. What works really well is if you just, when you take them out, just come and like take a paintbrush and put a little drop of water in it, and that sort of gets things moving and you get a nice consistency then. Nice paint. They're beautiful if you're doing like brush lettering or something like that. Let me show you. So you get a nice thick consistency. Which is really nice, and it's got that pearlescent kind of sheen to it. See? Anyway, and then this one I will show you though is the icicle, and I think what's happened is that the top layer has kind of the inky bit, or the painty bits, I've used a lot of it, so this is mostly like glitter, so it does take a little bit more time to lather this one up. But if you can see, it's a shame I don't have my close-up cam. Can you see the glitter shining on it? It's so pretty. It's really pretty. Obviously you're not going to be able to see it very well, especially if I do not focus my camera. It has a lovely sheen, and even more so when it dries. It's really pretty. Yep, you can make them nice and thick if you want them to be. So you're not and I think they come in packs of 6. Maybe you can buy them individually, but I seem to recall packs of 6. Hey Nicole, hey Yells. Nicole says, how long have you been live? I have been live since, well, probably about 9:05. So what's that, about 50 minutes or so? Oh, somebody says, what brand is this little pot of watercolor? So these are from Koi watercolors, and it's the Pocket Field Sketch Box. It has a nice thumb hole here so you can hold on to it. And what I like is that it has lots of colors in the inside. It has a removable palette, and of course you can use that as well. And you get a real nice watercolor brush with it, plus little sponges and things if you want to. When you're out and about, you can rub your brush on that, which is quite nice. I will say that the actual pigment in the koi, I don't love as much as my Sakura. Well, they're both Sakura. This is Kuretake Tambay. Sorry, this is Kuretake Tambay. So I like these better, but it's not exactly pocket size, is it? So if I'm out and about, I kind of like the Winsor & Newton, but my Winsor & Newton only has 8 or 10 things. So this one's good for the range of colors, but it's great for crafting, but for actual watercolor painting, I'm not as keen on the pigment. So I guess it depends what you want it for. This is taking a long time to dry, but I really like the sheen on it. All right. Are they expensive? I think they probably work out about £2 each, but I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and catch up, says Nicole. I had surgery 3 weeks ago and I spent my day at the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I haven't done an awful lot. I've stamped and embossed this sentiment, which is from Simon Says Stamp. And then I have used some watercolor to create a grey watercolor ombre effect almost, using my Gansai Tambi and including this little pearlescent one to give it a bit of a sheen. I've die cut some clouds using my Mama Elephant rainbow high dye, and I have colored in, well, I embossed the hippo from the Peekaboo Pals from Avery L, and I have painted them with my paints and also the twinkling H2Os. So there is a bit of paint on top of this nostril, which means it's not as bright. Oh no, I've just taken away a lot of the paint now. Let's move that around. There we go. His nostrils are still drying. Where's my scissors? But his feet I'm going to cut out just now. I've had them for years, not sure of the price nowadays. I think I paid $78 for the package when they were new. Twinkling H2Os. I'm fairly certain the last time I used them, afterwards, either I looked them up or somebody else looked them up and sent me a link. I don't remember. I'm going to assume somebody else looked them up because I'm not normally that organized. And they're still available, but I think maybe not as widely available as they would have been once. Maybe it's only by the Luminart people or something like that. All right. I think this is going to be good to go. Not sure if you can see, but it's super shiny, which is awesome. We had rain today, people. Yay! I'm really excited. It came just as the DHL courier arrived. And of course, I was pottering back and forth to the craft room without any shoes. And he came and I was like, oh no, I have to run out here and get a envelope, like a clear envelope thing, and I have to run back in here and get the printing, and I have to go in there and get the box and the parcel tape. Running around with no shoes on, and it was absolutely coming down so fast it was bouncing off the ground. I must have been holding on to it here. Can you see there's like a little dry patch, which is kind of funny. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to dry this a little bit more now. I don't want to reactivate the embossing though, so I'll go from behind. So I'm just going to put you on mute for a little bit. When I move it around, can you see the shine, the shimmer? It definitely is, it has got some wet patches, but the shimmer is from that pearlescent element. I'm going to need to leave it to dry properly, but my thoughts are something like this. This one are probably going to be standing up a little bit. Maybe like this. This guy down here somehow. And we're definitely going to put something on the love heart, maybe put some of that purple tone behind it or something to make it pop. And I think maybe some little gems or jewels around about would really make that pop. Let me show you this because I think you're gonna love him. You see the shine? How cool is he? It is a he, because he reminds me of George from Rainbow. Okay, I'm going to remove these. Wait for that to dry. And assemble it a little bit. Here we go. Eek, $30 a set on Amazon. Shop around, that seems very high. Or add Pearlex to your watercolors. Yeah, I think Perfect Pearls will probably do a very similar thing. Yeah. Pearlex. Like any Pearlex. The Pearlex, this is Ranger Perfect Pearls. Pearlex kind of came in a slightly bigger tub, about that sort of a size. But yeah, Perfect Pearls would also work, I reckon, because this is a pearly, I guess, a pearl color. You'll be able to use that. I don't know whether it would work quite the same way because the pigment is fused with the Pearlex. You'd maybe need to use like a squeezy watercolor and then mix it up properly together and then let it harden or something like that. Hey ho! All right, I kind of like the idea of using this. So I might just go ahead and cut out one of these in a maybe a piece of cardstock that has been inked up, perhaps. Let's see what I've got. So I think I might try some distress oxides.
Peacock feathers and broken china, maybe. Or I wonder how peacock and
Cracked pistachio would work together. I don't use my oxides enough. Although I have told myself that I need the new colors. Anyone got any yet? I don't even know if they're technically available yet. Maybe that's what my birthday present should be. I need to come up with a list of things. And it said list of things normally ends up being crafty things. I have some Dovecraft 3D Pearl effects. Might try adding that to some paint. You know, I am a massive advocate of try it. I mean, the worst that could happen is that it doesn't really give you the result that you want and you throw it in the bin. So I guess as long as you are happy, I think, you know, go slow so that you're not wasting the whole thing. But just imagine what you might discover. I'm waiting for mowed lawn to come out individually. Yes, I think that will definitely be one of my go-tos. Definitely required, that one. And tumble glass, which is my most used distress ink. This is turning out so pretty. I don't think you guys get quite the impact that I do in real life. Brenda says, I ordered the new set of oxides, used my husband buying a new TV as leverage. Awesome. Love it. All right. Nicole says, I got all 12 this week. Yummy. Oh, jelly. I probably will get them, to be fair. All right. So I like this. I think I might go for like a little frame behind it. Maybe the scalloped frame. Oh, I like this one. I've always liked this one actually, because it's slightly smaller. And then I'll put a, so the question is, what am I going to put in there? Am I going to put a critter of some description? Do the ink pads last long? Yes, a long time. A long time. I also pulled out my lunar animals because I haven't used them in a while, but I was thinking that these party animal things, he could be holding a string of the balloon maybe. Let's see what else I have in my stash. A stash of goodies. Oh yes, I think he will work. This one's cute. I think he will work really well. I thought that was a bit thick. I only need one. So I think I'm going to use a light pink for this. Yeah, I think so. If I can find one that will work nicely. Maybe something like this will contrast nicely with the balloon. Nice subtle color. And this is the all prettied up die from Mama Elephant. What is the lift ink? I don't know what that is, the lift ink. I need to enlighten me. You look really organized, Lesley, with your stash. No, that is an illusion. I do have that's going to be a little bit too big. I do have things in like my stamps and dies in pockets, or at least on the most part in pockets. That's going to be too fat. That is my other one. but that particular one, this little envelope, was one that I was given, so that's why it looks organized. I'm looking for my largest rectangle die out of the Lawn Fawn small rectangles, small stitch rectangles. Is that it? Maybe that is it. Seems too big. Oh, okay. And I think this is going to be too big. I mean, too thick. I don't want it quite so thick around the outside. Let me see what else I've got. I know I've got another mama elephant one with a real thin border. I cut it down too much. I reckon. And I have a dotted one from Studio Katia. It's a good size, but I don't really want dots. I think I'm going to use a craft knife. Oops, I forgot to do my things. Here we go. Oh, it's my, there we go. My battery. There we go. Put this other battery on. So with the lift ink, to lay colour down and use the lift ink on your stamp, and it lifts the colour, which you can then stamp somewhere else. Lift ink works with alcohol ink. It allows you to lift the image, creating a ghosting, and you're also able to stamp the ink lifted to another paper. Interesting. Do you have to use a particular type of paper? That's my question for you, because I've never seen this one that you're talking about, so I'm very interested. That is my question to you. Do you have to use a particular type of paper, or does it work on all paper? Answers on a postcard, please. I guess this is why I liked using my craft mat, because now I want to cut something and my big craft mat is going to be a pain to slide in there. Oh. Oh well, I'm just going to, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to bring over my craft mat and try not to make an outrageous mess. Lift ink works with alcohol inks. It allows you to lift an image, creating a ghost image. Yes, you have to use hippo. Interesting. Okay.
Now, as far as I'm aware, hippo is quite pricey. Isn't it? Or did I just make that up? Might not work with all stamping pad. You need to use hippo or alcohol paper for the alcohol ink. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But once lifted, it can be stamped on regular paper. Oh, okay. Sounds like something I should investigate. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So this over here, my little balloon is coming outside the frame. And this guy is going to be hanging off the edge like this, so let's colour him in. Start with some 00. And I want warm greys. Might not work with all stamping pad. Anything with a name is pricey. Don't buy it from Ranger. They repackage and up the price. Buy the pads cheap on Amazon. Good tip. Yeah, I think they resize it, so they probably have they cut it down so that it is more manageable for crafters, I imagine. I'm totally guessing. Probably 137. Oh, where's my 5? Okay, this guy is cute. I'm getting a little bit of color into him. And then we need to give him a pretty hat. And some nice rosy cheeks and maybe a little pink nose as well. And I think his hat's going to be pink. This is E93, which is called Tea Rose, which is similar to this frame. And I'll blend that with another R00. Pinkish white. The YG41 pale cobalt green. With a tiny bit of BG34 horizon green on there as well, and that will kind of bring in some of the colors from my background. Let's cut this guy down. What pens are you using? These are Copic Chows on the most part. I have one sketch, Copic sketch, which was donated by Tally. Thanks, Tally. I like them. I have a couple of different, not the, oh, okay, no worries. I have a couple of different brands of alcohol markers, not the same kind of range as I have on these. These are the ones I definitely have the most of, and the ones that I seem to enjoy the most. So that's what I use. Of course, you can use whichever tickles your fancy. All right. Be coming down like this. Cuteness. Now I'm thinking I want some sort of a background, but I might go for I'm thinking I might do either have some sort of a sentiment here and put like little tiny stars around about. I think that might be cute. What kind of a sentiment could I have? Is there any on these ones? You are my sunshine. Oh, I like that. Sunshine is coming, hang in there. And then you've got this guy hanging on. Oh, that is so cute. We need that. Sunshine is coming, hang in there. Do you think that would emboss nicely in white on top of this? Should we try it? Let's try it. Or indeed, maybe the Ranger, what do you call it? The Ranger Liquid Platinum. That's the one I mean. Let's do it. Sunshine. Coming, hang in there. The sunshine has a natural wiggle wobble to it. So I shall try my best to get it somewhat straight. And also try my best to stamp it nicely first time. Emer says, got all caught up in the red moon lunar eclipse. The world's crust is separating. It's crazy, the energy shift at the moment. Nearly missed you. Oh my goodness. I don't know anything about it. You'll need to enlighten me. So I guess you might not know, but I don't really have a TV. I don't have a TV or a computer screen to watch Netflix and things like that, but for like TV I don't do. I'm hoping that it's stamped okay. So couple of things. In a table quiz, I'm kind of rubbish, especially if you expect me to know people. Oh, my I from is did not appear. I'll have to see if I can make that work. So people say, oh, you know that guy? And I'm like, no. All the time. So rubbish at like famous people. Also rubbish at current events. I'm not good at it. Let me put you on mute a sec. I love that embossing powder, it's so pretty. Right, so I lost my eye. I need to add it the old-fashioned way with an embossing pen. Hope it hasn't dried up. I just saw, all right, okay. Marjorie, NASA are doing a live broadcast on YouTube too. Oh, cool. sounds awesome. Oh, it's hot. Don't have any wipies out here. I'm a bit struggling today. It's getting hot in my room. Okay, so we've got sunshine is coming, hang in there. Oops, upside down. It's going to go here on top. It's going to hang on to that. And I think we're going to add a little bit of string coming down for extra cuteness. Maybe a little loop-de-loop from here. Coming down to the little coyote patootie. And I want to put some little stars and things in the background, I reckon. So there is a stamp set which I really like, and it's from W+9, and it's called Little Bits. And it has these little tiny embellishment, little tiny stamps, or a selection of stamps on it. That are brilliant. Ooh, I got a grey pigment ink pad a little while ago, and now I have lost it. Yes, good going, Lesley. Well done. Oh no, here it is. I wanted to test it out. I wasn't sure what it would be like. I might be better with the I might be better with my fog ink pad from Simon, because this is a pigment. It should stamp quite nice. Let me try my fog ink pad. Oops, which is a dye ink pad from Simon, and I do like it. I think this is probably the one I'm going to go for. Yeah. And I think I might add a few yellow ones as well, because sunshine is coming. That looks like a messy ink pad. Oh no, that was my stamp chamois. That is for cleaning. So all the residue of my stamps come off it. But don't worry, it doesn't go back onto my stamps once I've cleaned them. Okay, so a couple of hearts as well, I think, for fun. And then I can assemble. Part of me is saying that I want to make it into a shaker card, but maybe that's a little bit too adventurous. Shaker card or no shaker card? Lesley and her obsession with interactive cards. Not that I really know what I'd put inside it, but it might be fun. Go for it, shaker card. Okay, let's cut down a piece of acetate. So I'll cut that out using the same all prettied up die. And this guy. Let's grab some double-sided sticky tape to stick on the back. I do love a shaker card. There's something about them. I think they're so happy. Okay. Peel off my background. So what is on everybody? Life is short. Take the trip, eat the cake, buy the shoes, make the card. Oh, never mind, I ate the cake. Make the shaker card. Okay, there you go. Where do you get that accent from? You went all Yorkshire instead of Fermanagh from. Yeah, I'm full of accents. Most of them not very good. I think that we all need to be a bit more silly sometimes. And trying to do accents, I think, is a real fun way to be silly. Even though I'm pretty rubbish at it. But if you don't practice, you know, you're never going to get better. Okay, so we need some thin strips. So that will just about go that way. Let's cut this down. So this is a 2mm tape. I don't know why I did that. Let me actually reach for my 3mm tape if I can pull it off. I think he's dead now. Yeah, I'll reach for my 3mm tape because I'll have a bit more wiggle room or shaking room, as the case may be. So I'm using my craft knife to cut some thin strips of craft foam that I will then position behind my frame. I eyeballed that length quite well now. Silly is my default setting, says Emer. Yay! I bought a load of sequin bits to do shaker cards and I need to use them. I'm terrible for going from one thing to another. I really must focus. There's so much to do. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, it's probably more like months ago because I'm rubbish at the concept of time. I went through all my sequins and I got smaller sequin storage. And the offshoot of that was some sequins I have far too much of, that I would need like 3 little compartments for one color. So I bagged up the excess, as it were, and then challenged myself to make some sequin cards which have a load of sequins in them, so be super generous with my sequins. And those cards are like one of my favorite, or some of my favorite, because when you're super generous with your sequins, it gives such a shine to it. And I think there's definitely an argument of, oh well, if you wouldn't buy a packet of sequins at, I don't know, $4 or something, or $5, and then use the whole thing on one card. No, I don't suppose I would, but like some of these sequins I had lying around and they were just sitting in my craft room, not really doing much. So why not use them, huh? Why not indeed? Okay, let's see what we've got. So I really like the clear ones. Oh, what have I done? I forgot my doodah. Sorry guys, I'm not paying attention tonight. I really like the clear ones, so I think I might use some of them. And I think a few of the yellow seed beads to bring that yellow in from a yellow sunshine. Da, 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 da. Do you have some? Few yellow sequins. These little discs are quite cute, so I think I'll put some of them in. And there's one or two little yellow hearts. Which are cute. So these ones are from Honeybee Stamps, these yellow ones, yellow and black ones. Does anyone remember the cartoon with the little bunny? The guy peeking under the car looks like him. Which guy? Which little bunny? I think you might need to be more specific. The cartoon with the bunny is like Roger Rabbit, right? It could have been like a Tony Hart cartoon from Heart to Heart Painting Show. I loved that. No surprise there, really. Sticky back foam, mine disintegrates too much, or am I buying it too cheap? If you buy it from like the pound store or something like that, then yeah, it's not got the right finish on it. So I am trying, should I say, to source Heffy Doodle branded double-sided foam, sticky foam. And so far I'm learning a lot about the variation, because not only is the actual foam different, because you can get different densities. You get foam that's really like a sponge, you could get it really squishy, or you could get one that's really dense, and then the actual adhesive element of it, you can get one that is like pressure activated, and you can get one which has like an acrylic or a plasticky doodah. Got to go to appointment now. Bye for now. Bye, Aunt Max. So there's lots of different kinds. I have experienced, however, the foam from like the pound store, because I too did buy some of that in my early crafting life, thinking it'll do the trick, and it will do the trick for you know, if Piper's making something, etc. But if you want it to stay stuck, then it's a waste of money. Even though it's only £1, it's a waste of money. I've got a scrapbook on my wall. It's behind some glass, and I used my foam to stick it up, like, you know, like this. So imagine I put a strip like this behind it, and you can actually see through the top layer of pattern paper where it has I guess like the chemicals or something in the adhesive have soaked through the paper. That's the only way I can really explain it, and made it all icky. Like I guess that's probably why they say it needs to be acid free. Your adhesive should be acid free, because it will affect the paper if it's not acid free and lignin free. Yay! Jennifer McGuire did a brilliant video one time on foam she uses for mounting. She gave a breakdown of all available that she used and which ones she liked and which ones she didn't. It was very useful. Brilliant. She's a good egg, that Jennifer. So my twine had a few kinks in it from the way that it was wound up, so I'm trying to encourage it to be a little less kinky. Rawr. Let's see what we can do. He's going to be like this. So I'm going to actually stick some of the tape behind him because I don't want him holding the end. He's going to be holding on sort of halfway up the string a little bit. Like this. Stick that underneath him. And then I'm going to put a few little bits of really thin 1mm foam behind him. Give a little dimension, but not too much. Because the acetate is already raised up 3mm by my 3mm foam. That card is gorgeous, Lesley. So bright and happy. Yay! Guys, it's so hot in here. Okay, so I want him overhang the edge slightly because I think that gives him maximum cuteness. And I think I'll trim this a little bit. And I could use a little glue dot or something to encourage this to stick down. I might try that. A little tiny fraction of a glue dot. Might need another fraction on the other side to encourage that to stay also. There we go. Sunshine is coming, hang in there. Now it's a bit plain up top. And if it wasn't already so high, I might have even been tempted to add a sequin or two up there. But I think it will be like this. Let's put that up here. Let's see how my watercolor is getting along. Looking good. So it is a little bit buckled, but not anywhere near as buckled as what it would have been if I had only added water to one side. À mon avis. assembling. Because it's watercolor cardstock, it is a bit thicker. So I'm going to be quite generous with my ATG gun. There we go. Lovely card. I would have been tempted to stamp balloons in the background. Oh, that would have been lovely, actually, a real light color balloon or the tone on tone. That would be gorgeous. All right. He just looks so pretty. Oh, George. Love him. Just gonna go here. I might actually stick him down first. At least his bottom section anyway. And then I can build up around him. What size card, Lesley? It is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Yeah, I always use that size for some reason. I just really like it. I want this to go here, but I want a color peeking through. And I'm thinking like a bright yellow. Try a snippet of this yellow foam. I don't know what it's going to be like, but will it look fun? Or will it look terrible? I like it. I think it gives a nice like super bright pop. I'll overhang that one slightly. And kind of want to cover that bit that's not perfect. maybe here like this. Let's see. Yeah, to yellow for the sunshine. Yeah. I have a hippo stamp and always tempted to colour it grey. It looks lovely in pink. Thank you. Yay, inspiration. I don't know whether to go for another. Where's his paws? Oh no, whatever. I don't know whether he needs it now. That's the thing. Do you think he needs them? For some reason, I'm looking at the hippo and I'm seeing Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory jumping out of the popping out. Bazinga! Bazinga! I love that. Bazinga. Maybe that's cute. Is this cute? Hands or no hands, guys? I'm a big Bang fan. Emer says no, he doesn't need paws. I think this looks quite cute, or just none. Also cute. I think this one will go flat. Right here. I do like the little tiny love heart. He stops saying bazinga when you put his paws on it. Well then, paws can just go away. I'm looking for a little tiny heart sequin. Maybe like that yellow one that I used, or a heart gem might also do the same trick. Or I just leave it for the grey to shine through. I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't fit perfectly. Well, it fits in, but it doesn't. It's not neat. Hamana, 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 hamana. I don't see any jumping out at me, so I think I'm just going to leave it as is. He's still super cute. Just like that. Oh, he's so... Can you see how shiny it is? Love it. You are my sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. Okay, so we've got 2 cards. 10 past 11. I think I might have another card in me. Any suggestions? Let me do a little tidy up while I leave you guys to contemplate any particular suggestions. Moon related. Something moon related. What about the little otters holding hands and a moon in the background? Something like that. Might be cute. Bamoons and party hats. Yeah. Like balloons, but bamoons. I get it. I get it. A big red moon, or was it pink in some part of it? Well, I don't really want to do a red moon because it's very awesome for today, and then tomorrow my daughter will go, Mummy, that's not what moons look like. Plus, I didn't see what it looks like. We did have one time a big orange moon. That was something to do with like the dust from a volcanic eruption or something. Is that the same kind of thing? Is it? Laurie says it was orange for us last night. Oh yeah, okay, maybe it's the same kind of thing then that we had one other day last year sometime, I think. Maybe we could do some sort of like lunar eclipse with a spinner card, and you can make the like the hole get bigger or something. That would be kind of cute. Let's see what else we've got. This one's a nice perspective for watching a moon. Okay, looking up at the moon now. You kind of need to have two side by side for that. Let's see. Or the otters from My Favorite Things. Is it My Favorite Things that have the otters? I think this one is quite cute. The event hasn't happened for over 1,000 years. It's 3 in 1. Lunar eclipse, moon in its closest orbit, and Mars in its closest orbit. Oh, that's quite cool. It was almost the shade of the hippo, wow, in some parts of the world tonight, depending on the dust in the air. South Africa was blood red, Afghanistan was pink, kind of like a salmon pink, cool. All lined up over the center of the earth, and all the energy pouring into the equator, hence earthquakes and volcanoes sinking all over the place. Oh my gosh, it makes it feel like we're on the edge of being obliterated, which I hope we're not. I'm not ready for that just yet. Okay, we're gonna go for some otters, and we're gonna go for a moon in the sky, some sort of a moon anyway. Maybe we could do a light up card, although it's pretty late for me to be starting a light up card, to be fair.
So we're going to have a little otter looking up at the sky. We're going to need some sort of sea line. I don't have the waves, unfortunately, the wave dye. But I might have something that would work. Oops. I think I'm going to just go for a somewhat flat-ish line because it's going to be a nice still water, I reckon. Maybe a gentle curvature. This will work. I reckon. Sounds beautiful, Emer. I didn't know all of that. There was a dust storm raging on Mars, so it wasn't bright. So no need to light it up, Lesley. That's your excuse if you want one. Thank you. All right, let's add a C to the bottom of this. And then I'm thinking that we could just create a nice starry backdrop with this. So let's grab, here we go, this will do, my watercolor cardstock. And I'm going to use some distress inks because I don't want to have to dry it all. So that's why I don't want to use watercolors. So a little wilted violet to start. At the bottom. I reckon. And I'll bring it up a little bit. And I kind of want to add a little pinky tone along here. So I'm going to grab Victorian Velvet, which I never use at all, but I'm going to tonight. super juicy. And then I'm going to add some sponge sugar to the top. My sponge sugar is really light. And I've used a lot of it, so it might need a little bit more elbow grease. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my chipped sapphire over the top and some black soot as well. To give it a more nighttime sky kind of feel. Suit. Come on. All right. This will give the sky a little bit more depth happening here. I'm going to cut this down using my Heffy Doodle Clover Frames rectangle die so that it will fit on my back panel of my card. And then I'm going to use the, I want to say snowy backdrop or something like that. It's called. And that will cut out those little stars and circles.
for the nighttime sky. Okay. So this is going to be the background, my starry night sky. And I'm going to have a dark lake, I guess. With some otters looking up. And I'm going to need a moon, I'm guessing. So I can either have a circular moon or a crescent moon. Any thoughts, anyone? Crescent or circle? Let's stamp him. Get my stamp chamois out again to give this a little bit of a clean down. And I quite like the what is it called? The boulders, the stones as well. I quite like them. So I'll stamp some of them. And color these in. I might have a couple of layers of some water kind of in front of and behind the boulders, and in fact I think I might just use some cardstock for that rather than inking it up, because we are getting later and later. Let me see what I have in here. That might work. This is quite nice. Emer says, we spent 3.5 months in France. We lived in the country and walked into the village every day for fresh pain au chocolat and milk every day. And we stopped on a bridge every day to watch two otters wash. Ah, otters are super fun. I remember being very young. I think I was maybe 14 or something, and I went on this trip. Sorry guys, I went on this trip to, I think it was Strasbourg, and we were on the bridge, we were looking over, and I was convinced that there were otters down below, and I was like, oh, they're so cute, and we were trying to take pictures, and of course no one had any sort of fancy cameras back then. Why not working? There we go. No one had any kind of fancy cameras back then, so finally somebody got their camera out of their bag. I think it was probably a digital camera, but not anything really fancy, and did the zoom, and it was only whenever they zoomed in that we realized that they were actually massive rats. Yeah, massive rats. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so that was fun. Oops. So let's do another any kind of edge would be fine for now. Just so we can get a little bit of layering happening. I don't think it needs to be a lot. Oh, where's my trees from last week? What did I do with them? They're right here somewhere. I might be able to use them tonight in my background. Trees, trees, trees. Some trees in the background maybe? Might need to darken them up a little bit. Maybe. Maybe, baby. The card for ground is fab. What color is it? I don't know. It's definitely a piece of scrapbook paper. It's one from my stash. There's no name on it, I'm afraid, which is not entirely helpful, is it? I'm going to color the little guy lighter, is my thought. And then do the bigger guy darker. That's an E25.
and an E29. I don't want his face to be too dark because I'd like him to still have some features of some sort. Although I do think the darker colour makes him look more like an otter. Where's my 35? E35 kind of gives it more of a yellowy tone. I like it. Marjolaine's going to bed. Night night. I'm going to colour in this guy a bit, the little guy a wee bit more because he looks too mono colour at the moment. There we go. And we'll do some grey rocks. W5, W3 and a little W1 as well. I've been using a lot of stamps tonight for which I don't have the dies. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I'm wondering if we could use like the white Nouveau drops to create almost like a 3D moon. I think that would be kind of cool. I'm hoping the dark cardstock doesn't make it painfully obvious that my fussy cutting is a bit rubbish. Okay, I'm going to cut a moon out of this with a circle.
and maybe using a stitched circle die from not Lawn Fawn, Simon Swiss stamp, which is hiding on me. Every time. Nope, disappeared. Just a normal circle then. So I'm also going to use the same one to cut out an actual circle and pop it in. To make it nice and bright. Okay, I was going to use my ATG gun to stick this down, but I'm going to get the adhesive over all of those little die cut holes. So instead I'm going to use my 2A glue pen. Like this. Pop out some of those bits that didn't make it. Or use the one on your desk with the craters. That's kind of cool. I think the problem is there's a star cut out of it. I suppose I could layer it up. I think it doesn't look as much like a moon then for some reason. And I'm not sure about this, whether I want that or not. What do you think? Put some in here. Put one in there. One or two. Think like this, it makes it kind of look like they're out at sea, which could be a possibility, but I don't think then we need the rocks. I think the rocks make it look a bit too much, unless we put them at the bottom. with me as I just mooch around and figure out what I want to do. I think something like this. I don't think I want to add those to it. I think I'll keep it like this. Let's stick down my first layer of blue. It's 10 to midnight, so quick decisions are now happening rather than long-winded ones. You can see a little strip of white there, so I'm just going to take care of that and get rid of it. And this guy is going to go in here. Kind of peek him out a little bit. Oh, he should have gone on top of this one. It'll have to do. And then this one will go on front. With these ones behind. Like this. And they're going to be just looking up at the night sky. $1 mil foam, I think, for this guy. Just here. Now, I'm going to see if I've got any chalk or something to add a little halo of white around about the moon. I really like that. See if I can find any chalk that would work. I've got yellow chalk in there, that's not what I want. Yellow. You can never find the one that you want, can you? When you need it. Might work. Some pastels. I'll rub that chalk on there. And try and blend it out with my fingers. Oh, I love the otters at the front with the rocks behind in the first layer. Cool, cool, cool. Funny thing, what I've been hearing all week is people may feel buzzing in their head, ears and neck and back. Most people will feel as if they're being rocked gently. Otters rocking in lunar energy. Yeah, I guess I really am a lunatic in the true sense. I love it. All right, I think that gives that a real pop. Let's add this. Add that in there. Now I don't have a sentiment as yet. Let me see if I can find something that would work well. I've got lawn fawn. Oh, I think it's stars, not moon. The one I'm thinking of. Something about the moon. I'm over the moon for you. You mean the world to me. No. Any sentiment suggestions? Love you to. I like the love you to the moon and back. If I can find one that would work for that. No, that's unicorns. It's a good day to have a great day. No, that's not. Can't find anything that's just quite right. Shine bright. You're my shining star, but that's not really appropriate, is it? Missing you always. You are awesome. Oh, I could be here all day. You're one of my favorite earthlings. No, that's not appropriate either. I bet you the lawn fawn stamp set with the little rocket ship, I bet you it has a moon saying in it, and I don't have that stamp set. Grrr. Shine bright would be perfect because apparently the healers are being called to that shine bright. I do have you. We've got the Geology Rocks stamp set. I think has got a U rock or something on it. Let me have a look. is never the one that you can find. There it is. No, just you rock my world. Rock my world, but it's not, I don't think it's just right though. What about something? Good luck on your new adventure. I think we just need to have something generic to finish this off, or I just leave it as is. Even just a thinking of you would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's see, I'm sure there's something here that would work. You're not alone. I love it, I mean it. You know, I reckon I'm just going to leave it as is. And then I can use it for whatever I want to use it for. I think that would help. I'm sure when I'm creating one day, I will see a sentiment and go, oh, that's what needs to go on there. And everything will work out. Sending you fuzzy cuddles from your very big heart set. Yeah, that would work. I might just put it on the inside though. Sending you fuzzy cuddles. Should we do that? And it's generic. Whew. It's hot, hot, hot. We could maybe stamp there, but I think I'd rather keep the front free. Sending you fuzzy cuddles. And what we could do is find the other stamp set. That says across the miles. Sending you fuzzy cuddles across the miles. Does that make sense? Oh, I've done it again. Sorry. Sending you fuzzy cuddles across the miles. Does that make sense? Or do we need like from across the miles? I just like the way that they're looking up at the not working. Huh. There we go. Silly camera. Send it, because he's looking up at the moon like someone's far away. Sending you fuzzy cuddles across the mile. I think that makes sense. I think that's sweet. And you can scuddle across the miles. Let's see what colour I want to put it in. I'm going to use something borrowed from Catherine Pooler, which will probably stain my stamp, but it doesn't matter. Across the miles. Perfect. It's the moon messing with your camera. That's obviously what it is. Right, let's regroup. It's a good job you can't see the rest of this messy desk. Just clear these out of the way. So we've got a beautiful otter sailing across the sea. It was supposed to be a lake a second ago, and now it's a sea. And we have got Sunshine is Coming, hang in there, shake a card. And You Are My Sunshine, You Make Me Happy When Skies Are Grey. And a moon. There we go, 3 cards for tonight. Woohoo! 5 past midnight. Whoop whoop. Which is your favorite? What did you enjoy the most? Oh, it's so shiny. Yay! To pop out this star. There we go. Okay, like that. Kind of goes with the purple over there. We shall see. Might end up overdoing it, which is normally what happens. All right, my dear. Gorgeous. I'm gonna have to watch back. I was late tonight. Oh, with Kate's crafty otter cards. Got them otter for you, Kate. And Emer says, gorgeous. Love the hippo. Love them all. Yay. They're so different. Hard to pick a favorite, but I'm a little partial to the shaker. Yay. Angela says the shaker is her favorite. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you guys so much. So just a reminder that next week there will not be Come Craft Me for probably 2 weeks, I imagine, unless we find some sort of a way to make that work. But that's the least of my worries at the moment. Stuff going on. So I shall see you guys when I get back on the other side of that then. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I'm off to dunk my head into an ice cold bucket of water, or at least drink a big glass of ice cold water, which is probably more appropriate, to be honest. All right, you guys, I shall see you later. Thanks again, and don't forget the thumbs up, says Donna. You're so sweet. Or share, that's also good. Leave comments. Yay. Bye, you guys. Bye.